All right, the answer to discrimination based on race is not more discrimination based on race. That has been said many times on this show and many other places by my good friend, Dr. Ben Carson, former Secretary of HUD in the Trump administration. Mr. Carson joins us today. Secretary Ben, thank you very much for coming on again. You know, you're writing this in the Washington Examiner. It's about a week ago. You're talking about the North Carolina and Harvard decisions before the courts. But really, this is a general principle that you have espoused, and I think it needs to be repeated again. You can't say it enough, Ben. Discrimination doesn't get solved by more discrimination. And we have, I want to get to the Supreme Court nominee, Judge Jackson, in a moment. But, you know, it applies to everything, does it not?
It does, and so many people sacrificed so much to get us to a point where we were starting to make extremely good progress in terms of racial justice. And all of a sudden, we bring race back up and put it front and center, make that the most important determinant. We tell the children that's the most important determinant of what happens to you. And it absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. You know, you look at the cases that are coming up before the Supreme Court, Harvard and University of North Carolina, with their preferences. I understand why that's being done, because historically there may have been groups that have had difficulties, and I understand that. And we've always been generous and kind and given, you know, preference to the underdog. But preference and the underdog should not be determined by race. It should be determined by circumstance. So if there's a young boy from Appalachia whose father got killed in the coal mines when he was 12, and he's been working hard to support the family and still, you know, has 95th percentile scores and has done all kinds of things, he may not be quite at the level of the kid whose father is a professor and a mother is a surgeon, but he's pretty close. I don't care what color he is. He deserves some extra attention. And that's what we've always done. And that makes a lot more sense than having racial preference.
I mean, this, you know, okay, this is a big deal for admissions, college admissions, prep school admissions, whatever. You know, but Ben, it's the whole critical race theory, this, you know, this kind of reverse discrimination, or just actually discrimination, whites versus blacks in the classroom, which is driving parents crazy, and there's a counter-revolt, thankfully, against critical race theory. And we're also seeing it in gender issues as well. So, I mean, that's why I say it's just worth repeating why this is the wrong road for American society and culture.
It's driving kids crazy also. And recognize that if we take somebody who clearly has not performed up to the standards that are usual, we're not doing them any favors. I remember when I entered medical school at the University of Michigan, a large portion of the black students failed. And it was not because they weren't smart. It was because they had been inadequately prepared and there wasn't a support system in order to make up the difference. And, you know, it had nothing to do with race. You know, the class before mine that graduated, the #1 student was black. The class after mine, the #1 student was black. So, you know, that's not the issue. The issue is how we do the process.
I didn't know if you've been watching them or following it. How does Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson stack up insofar as your important arguments that more discrimination will never solve discrimination? I mean, she's flirted with critical race theory, a certain amount of judicial activism. But on this sort of key issue, how do you think it's going? How do you think her views are in relation to your sensible views?
Well, you're going to have difficulty getting her to state what her views are. I think that's been pretty apparent in looking, because, you know, she's clever with words, and that's good. She's smart. There's no question that she's very accomplished. But if you really want to know the answer to where she lies, look at the groups that are supporting her. You know, they're pretty radical groups. and they are enthusiastically supporting her. The dark money is coming in from them. So that pretty much tells you where she's going. And particularly the groups that support court packing are very much behind her. Anybody who supports court packing is contributing to the destruction of our judicial system. Because what happens is each group that gets in tries to put more of their people in, and it keeps going back and forth. Pretty soon you got 100 people in the Supreme Court, and it means absolutely nothing when it comes to justice.
I mean, she has a pretty clear record of judicial activism. She's certainly not an originalist. She's certainly not a constitutionalist. You know, she's flirted with the 1619 Project that blames the revolution on preserving American slavery. She's flirted or more with critical race theory and systemic racism.
And demonstrated hostility toward pro-life movement.
Yes, that's right. And she wants, you know, she's a big regulator. She's favored the Chevron decision, which would give regulators enormous power over laws to make their own laws, in effect. I mean, I knew it was coming, Ben. It's their turn. It's the left's turn to get somebody. But I just hope, you know, your words, and you say it in such a soothing way, the way to end discrimination is not more discrimination. I just, I don't know, maybe you can email her or text her or something. Give her a call.
Well,
you're Ben Carson.
To her,
give her a call.
I think there's a chance that she could come around to the right kind of thinking. You know, we've seen a lot of metamorphoses of conservative appointments turn into liberal people. Maybe it can happen the other way around. But I don't even care. I just want people to be fair.
Yes, sir. That's your great message. Thank you, Ben Carson. We appreciate it very much. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you.